Hi, welcome back to Air Engine Research. Today I was going to come out and see if I could get started on making the insert for the valves, but when I started to use the turning lathe for the first time, I find that the tailstock is not lined up with the chuck. So I did some checking on it and I found that it's about 22 thousandths lower than what the chuck center is. So I've got to take this thing apart and shim up the tailstock. But with this machine, which find out it just is really a lousy way they made this thing. It has a single bolt right here and just a little plate. And when this thing is mounted on top of the turning lathe, this thing here just hangs underneath there, and this bolt has to be adjusted to a certain position in order for this to work correctly, to lock it. And there's nothing to keep this bolt from, or this nut from turning. I tried to use another nut on the back of it, but then the dumb thing sticks down too low. You can't get it onto the metal lathe. That's just not a good thing. There's a bolt underneath here that you have to take loose to shim it, and then there's two set screws here that tighten up. Well, you can't do it on there. You have to do it off of the thing and then take it back over and try and line this thing back up and put the nut back on it, and I don't know. I thought you could just adjust it up and down and lock it with those two set screws, but it doesn't happen. I've got a Sims set ordered, so I'll get some shims and try putting 22 thousandths under it and then try to get it assembled again. But when I take it loose, then I've got to do the sideways back where it was plus the height. And you think there'd be a lot better way of them putting that together so you could adjust it from on top. Also, after my last video, I got some messages and comments from some of the subscribers about the amount of air that's in a scuba tank. And like I said in the video, I've always been kind of skeptical that I'm doing something wrong with the calculations or whatever. Well, it comes to find out, though, the calculations are correct, but I was using a wrong number. I got a number from a scuba site that I went to where they talk about the volume of a 100 cubic foot scuba tank is 172,800 cubic inches for a 100 cubic foot scuba tank. Well, that's not really right. Since I don't really know anything about scuba diving and what all, I just thought the number that they put on the tanks, like a 80 cubic foot is 11.1 liters. Well, I just thought that was a designation for that tank for a 80 cubic foot. But that is not what the ID of the thing is. The ID is 11.1 liters, comes out to about 677 cubic inches is the volume inside of a scuba tank. And I was just assuming that a cubic foot was 100 cubic foot was put in there, but it's not. So my calculations were wrong because of the number that I used, not just the calculations. So you can't go near as far on a scuba tank as I had hoped or thought. So it looks like in order for me to go, say, 25 miles, I'm going to have a 24 or 25 gallon carbon fiber tank. That would hold enough air then to go about 25 at, what is that, about 5,000 PSI, which I can do that okay. But a scuba tank is okay for just doing my testing maybe around here, and if I want to do anything for distance, then you're going to have a bigger tank. But I'll have to go ahead and work on it. But anyway, this video today, I'm going to just go ahead and shut it off because I can't do anything. I will show you what I've got done so far. And those of you who have waited while I talked about what my problems are, you'll get to see what I've done so far. Any new people that have managed to stay with me long enough, you got to see that too. And if you want to know more about what I'm doing and get notifications in the future, just go ahead and subscribe and click on that little bell and make sure you say all notifications, and then you'll be notified when something's new. But for the rest of you guys that's been hanging in there, thanks for checking in. Sorry I can't give you any better information, but next time you'll see quite a bit more, I'm sure. So for now, so long.